Good morning, America. Today we are December the 1st. And my gosh, we are so close to Christmas already. It's pretty amazing how time flies. All right, so today our newsletter is titled Elton John's He Did What? Shocking. I'll get to it towards the end of the article. But for the time being, I just want you to know that we are under this very shocking, unusual, exploding type of window. So that is an interesting window because anything that you don't expect will happen, or anything that could provide any form of surprise will come up. So just be cautious. Anything and everything can happen during those cosmic winds. All right, so I'm going to be on the radio tomorrow with the Fenton Perspective Revolution radio show. That will be 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you're into UFOs, if you want to hear all sorts of interesting things, and me confirming some future SOS to the world's deadly window, tune in. You would enjoy it, my friends. All right, though, is some of you read December 2019 SOS to the World Deadly Window? It seemed that if you read all the current dramatic news that's going on, that is cursing the world, you've been once again accurately warned using Nostradamus 16th century divine astrology, which involve very obvious quatrain and more than obvious keywords. Because Dr. Turi, again, does not have to fear the French Inquisition and end up in the stake, being cooked. So the first phrase on that quatrain mentioned entrails upset, spit above. To me, that sounds like a release of energy and explosion, a volcano. Guess what? There's no denying the obvious. Okay, today the Sakurajima volcano exploded. Well, click on the link. Click on the link so that you can read all the details, and then read the news that I foresee a few weeks ago when I posted those news, last month, in fact, when I posted these windows to my VIPs. What else do we have that is original, that doesn't happen every day? At least 11 people shot in the New Orleans French Quarter. Well, that's shocking, that's explosion. And most of all, France, the word France is part of the keywords. New Orleans, French Quarter, France, shocking, explosion, 11 people that got shot in a gun just produced explosion, yeah? Do I have to be precise? What else do we have that doesn't happen every day? Man fishing with a magnet in the Michigan River makes an explosive discovery. Explosion, explosive. These guys just uncover a freaking grenade. Imagine that. You go fishing and you land on a grenade. Luckily for him, he was in one of his 2019 positive cosmic biorhythm, and it didn't explode and it didn't die. That's what it is. It doesn't know. I know. All right. What else do we have? Also, another pretty much undeniable prediction that's actually cursing the world. Borneo is burning. And in case you do not know, this is one of the biggest rainforests in this world. It's tragic. It's tragic because all these trees, help to get rid of carbons. What's even more tragic, of course, is that you have a lot of animals that are dying. Yes, my friend, the sad reality is farmers are putting those fires. They are clearing the land because they need to plant trees that produce palm oil. And that is used in all American supermarkets, not only in the United States, but all over the world. France, China, Europe, God knows where, everywhere. I know you like chocolates and you like shampoo. And this is why I wrote many, many times, the scientific matrix, the corporated world will destroy the world because of greed. Well, and then most of all, I don't know how many of you have heard the show, but when I was on Coast to Coast, this is what I said, okay? A lot of fire and a lot of wildlife will disappear. And that was before the tragedy that's taking place in Australia with all the koala being cooked, but also with all the fire in Borneo. In fact, I wrote a very specific quatrain. And you have to remember, this climate crisis is nearing a global tipping point. I don't know if we're going to be able to turn things around. About 10 years ago, so I was on George Norrie. I told him we only have 50 years, but that was 10 years ago. Go on my website and you can click, when you see the picture of George and I, click on that TV show that we did. That was well before all this tragical mess that's going on right now that is induced by the reptilians. Now, the new 2020 Nostradamus Dragon forecast was produced in August 2019. And I wrote in big letter, this is going to be a year of wind and fire. Can't deny the obvious. I also mentioned, of course, that Hitler evil spirit will be reborn. So, my legacy of fire, death, and drama will return upon Earth. The next thing you know, there is a bloodbath in the border right now. 21 people were killed during a cartel gun battle near Texas. The quadrant doesn't lie. Fire, war, violence, passions, rules. Just a few days ago, President Trump declared the cartel as a terrorist organization. These are the type of people that you really do not want to mess with. It's like trying to mess with the mafia. The president is safe. We hope. The FBI is doing a great job trying to protect him. But, you have thousands upon thousands, hundreds of thousands upon hundreds of thousands, millions and billions of people that think and thought are things. And that could upset the balance for the security of our president, regardless how powerful, strong, and organized the FBI or the CIA is. I'm worried. This is December, and many of you have read my quatrain about President Trump for December. Cross my fingers. So pray for our president, make sure that nothing happened to him. But I told you, the legacy of our president, born with the tail of the dragon, which is extraordinarily negative into the sign of Sagittarius, that regulates foreigners, foreign affairs, particularly Latino people or Mexico. It's not going to bring good news. I already warned you about the drama that's going to take place. That's just the beginning. That's just the tip of the iceberg. That's what's coming to us. Yep, the reptiles love your fears, love chaos, love death, love drama, love to manipulate your UCI and those cosmic winds to kill us. And only those who have cosmic consciousness and those who are aware of this cosmic phenomenon will escape. So, what will 2020 bring you at a personal, a universal level? Click in it and spend the money. Get to know. What else do we have? More than 350 flights in the US have been delayed. 2 storms leave 50 million under winter alert. I just can only refresh your memory one more time, my dear friends. When I got married with Terania, we went to Vegas and I told my family, do not fly unless you pick up those dates. Buy your plane ticket on that day and then come to US on that day. They just follow my direction, my warnings, because they know better. They know me. Next thing you know, when their plane lands in Phoenix, Arizona, and I was there picking up on the way back, we heard that the Icelandic volcano exploded. And here you go. Here you go. Thousands upon thousands of people all over the world, if not Europe, particularly Europe, got stuck. While my family started their great holiday, and we had a fantastic time. When they returned and everything was fine. There was no more plumes in the skies, all plane or flying again. But imagine the trauma, the confusion, the deception, the being so upset, being stuck in an airport for hours, days, or weeks at a time. That's why it's important to invest on your SOS to the world 2020 windows, your cosmic biorhythm, because you like it or not, you know it or not, the stars were created by God for more than the sake of beauty. He gave them to us for interpretation so that we may lead a safer, more productive life. Now and then I put a question, a email from one of these lunatic out there, religious poisoned people, Bible talk, Bible hate. They cannot talk without, regurgitating the Bible and offering psalms all over the place, promising me hell. I feel sorry for these people because they've been indoctrinated. They don't know better. They don't know nothing about Jesus' initial cosmic ministry. I wanted to introduce humanity to our Father in the heavens, which speaks through the sign. That's the only way he can speak. There's so much these people have to learn. In fact, those people are the ones who need me the most. And they are the ones who have so much fear that are feeding the reptilians on a daily basis. And they have absolutely no clue about it. So, be wise, synchronize, work in harmony with the cosmic code, and avoid wasting time, precious time, money. Play with your health or your life for that matter. Okay, it's worth it. I mean, if your life is worth $100, you know where I am. All right, what else do we have? It's not the first time winter storms have ruined Thanksgiving trouble. Of course not. Of course not. They ruin a little bit more than holiday troubles, believe me. And as the news are constantly repeating themselves, or those windows are changing every 3 or 4 days, the news repeats itself. And I'm giving you the type of news, the colors of the news to expect currently is shocking, an explosion. And you cannot deny what's going on. That's why I pick up the titles. Woman sues Chicago nightclub alleging security guard stood by as she was sexually assaulted in an alley. Oh my God. Only yesterday I talked about when we end up in the south of France. We were not big enough to have big contract. We end up in a small village, and those peasants, those young, stupid, ignorant, vulnerable, innocent little girls, they drink a beer and they're drunk, and next thing you know, they got the band and right on top of her, raping her. That happened. Doesn't happen just in France, doesn't happen just with musicians. It happens all the time, all over the place during your negative cosmic biorhythm and when the reptilians decide to pick you up as a victim. Just be aware, my friend, be aware. A man was shot to death by the handmade device he made to protect his home. If you read my newsletters, I tell you, there are a specific time when you better not buy a gun, because anything that you own and you buy becomes a talisman. And if you buy something under a negative cosmic biorhythm, these guns gonna kill you. Oh, excuse me. Or this device gonna blow up in your head like they did with this guy. So, you gotta be careful, my friend. This is not a joke. I'm very, very serious. And then because the scientific community and the world is not in pace and at my level, at the cosmic level, doesn't mean that I'm wrong. Because you do not see, because you do not know, doesn't mean it doesn't exist. That's why I need to keep an open mind. What else do we have? Cruise ship docks after 20 passengers report unspecified illness. All right, now it's funny. There's thousands of people on that ship, and only 20 of them, got sick. But don't tell me that only 20 people went to the same buffet. Okay, so it's not a stomach flu. Or if it is, it's because the negative cosmic biorhythm of these 20 people was extreme. And they were at the wrong time, at the wrong place, on the wrong cruise. The next thing you know, there you go. It could be self-inflicted, like in my case. Remember, last cruise that I went, everything was absolutely fantastic. I came out of that cruise, I was on top of the world. And just before I reached the Arizona-California border, I started to get really, really, really sick. Okay? And I told you the reason. The future is the reincarnation of the thought. You have to be careful what you wish for. When I look at myself, just when I took my shower the night before, I thought my tummy, I said, oh my gosh, I'm a fat as a pig. Oh my gosh, I must have put like 10 pounds. Good food, and I like to eat. And I made a wish. I made a wish to lose weight. And I thought, well, I'm not going to eat. Hell yeah, I didn't eat for 2 weeks, all right. I was like so far sick like a dog. I was eating only soup. Believe me, I lost all the weight. So when you reach the super conscious in time and space, you're able to self-inflict disease or open yourself to infectious organisms and have all the doors open to mess you up. So there is a lot of reason, not only what science is telling you and what it means to be human and what it means to contract a disease or flu or cold or whatever out there. So those 20 people got it. Okay. So morality, do not go anywhere under one of your negative cosmic barriers. And don't go on a cruise because it's your birthday, your wedding anniversary. Wait, if it's the holiday. No, Christmas is set by the human calendar. Thanksgiving is set by the human calendar. Well, use a human calendar and have fun. Have fun getting sick. Or join the cosmic code. Well, that's how it is. The system is set. We're in a box. We're cursed by the government, by those who make the rules, by those dates that was imposed by Christianity 1,000 years, 100 years ago, whatever. It's so funny. All right. McDonald employee turned 92 and said he had no plan to retire. I admire that. You have those lazy little suckers out there that don't want to work. You should take a good example. This old guy, 92 years old, and he's out there cooking burger or God knows what he does. And that's probably what keeps him alive. He's pretty much like me. When am I going to retire? I'll retire when I start to lose it up here. Okay. Working is good for you. Keeps you going, forces you to move. Having a pet is good because it forces you to walk, to throw that ball, to bend down, to do things. The less you use it, the faster you're going to move. You're going to lose it. That's how simple as that. So those lazy young suckers out there, take this as an example of what power, courage, dedication, and good health is all about. Action. 2 dead after fall near Dedicate Arch in Utah. Chief Ranger Scott Brown told CNN affiliate KSL TV that the cause of the fall is still unknown, though the trail was wet and slick at the time of the incident. But let me tell you the causes. First, these people wanted to take some really nice pictures so that they could put that on their Facebook page and get more followers, or God knows what. Okay. That's normal. Everyday people die by taking selfies when they're not supposed to be there, especially during their negative cosmic violence. And that's what the reptilians were waiting for. Okay, these are good victims, and we're going to mess them up. You're going to be at the wrong time at the wrong place. You're going to fall. You're going to kill yourself, or you're going to end up in a hospital. Reptilians. Okay, what else do we have? Elton John said he did what? Actually, that's the title of this newsletter. I have to use stupid title so that I can attract clever people and idiots at the same time. Because, Saturday night people judge my work through the title. They don't even click, look, read, assimilate, try to understand. Idiots assume. Smart people read, investigate. All right, so what happened to Mr. Elton John? I think Elton John is 72 or 82. Can't remember. Anyway, at that age, you're gonna have problems with your prostates. Luckily for me, I get up just once, maybe twice at night. But usually, prostate problems start around that age, 70, maybe earlier. I'm not sure. It all depends on your metabolism. So it is normal for an old man to pee on himself. That's basically what it is. Okay, he was working, and then he had cancer, prostate cancer. He had some work to be done, and then he was working and he peed on himself. Well, is that a tragedy? But I got to use this shocking, unusual title so I can bring you an awareness of this shocking, unusual news. That's what it comes down to. Well, look at this one. Bride wanted photographer to do what? You pay us $50 and then start taking photos that you can sell at the wedding to people who want them. The bride allegedly told the photographer. That way we can use the money for the wedding and you still might get paid. I mean, you're talking about gold digger, big time. I would hate to be her husband to be. Whoa, that's a gold digger, man. Be careful. I don't think she married this poor guy because he's pretty. I like me. I think she married the psycho because he got plenty of placenta, or maybe no enough. So you got to be careful of their greed. Greed is running this world. The insecurity, fear, negativity is running the planet. And then you have all the reptilians having fun with making, people fears and emotion taking over their logic. So my good friends, all I can tell you is that it is worth it to be alive. It is worth it for me to see all these things, even though that sometimes it really, what the hell? You would have to pay me to be that stupid sometimes, things that I read. But, this is how it is. This is a big world. And then not all human beings are morons, especially if you're watching me, you're not a moron. You're curious and you're smart. You're what you call a superhuman. I like to use that because that goes the other way for the subhumans, those idiots who have, who could never assimilate my work if their lives depend on it and try to challenge me. Wow. So, I'm still expecting a sudden release of energy that could produce an earthquake. We had a 5.5 today, but it didn't qualify. It has to be 6 or above. So this window is still operational another 3 or 4 days. So just let's be careful. Remember that after that, this window will change. It will go more into the police and drama and secrets and terrorism. The next window will be much more dramatic. And then if you come to that radio show tomorrow and listen to me or listen to the archive later on, I will give you the more dates. But remember, when it comes down to it is, what did you give the world today? The best man on the planet is not Dr. Turi. It's you and I and all of us. That's what it comes down to it. So do not separate yourself from the force, from God, from the universe, the cosmic code. Do not separate yourself from human beings because they are your brothers, they are your sisters, even if you don't know, or even if you have no clue about it. The more you do something good for somebody, the more the karma will pay off for you. So do something good for someone else in any way, shape, or form. Would it be a smile? Would it be a hello? Would it be helping an old person or a kid? Do something to help. And then that's what brings karma, because ultimately this is what it is. It's the ultimate battle between the light, the draconis, the forces of the sun, hope, creativity, dignity, education, savoir-faire, as we say in French, growing, helping, guiding. And then the reptilious, nefarious extraterrestrials who need fear, negativity, greed, insecurity, chaos, murder, drugs, religion, anything and anything that produces chaos and fear. That's what they need. There is only two forces to be objective when it comes to cosmic consciousness. It's either you're going to work for the light or you're going to work for the darkness. And remember, the part of God in you is stronger than the reptilians and the cosmic codes. So you can make a choice. Today, I'm not going to be negative. Today, I'm going to find and push myself out of my routine to do something good. And then what you can do is just copy the link of that newsletter and put it on your group on Facebook, because as you know, the reptilians are removing me from all those websites. So all I have is you. And every single day I do a little bit to help you to understand the big messy world you're in and giving you an opportunity to grow. Now, lastly, again, someone attacked me because, oh, why do I hate David Icke so much? I don't hate David. David and I, we have been very, very good friends. And he's the one who actually destroyed our relationship, not me. This is how it is. When I was on the William Shatner TV show, I was so happy. I said, hey, David. I emailed him and I said, hey, I am on that TV show with William Shatner. And he started to go berserk. I mean, completely berserk. I was even shocked. I didn't know what the hell's going on with him. It's all about me, you and egocentric, what's going on. I say, hey, David, all I did is to give my books, is to guide you wherever you were in the world. All I did is you and Pamela, you and my friend, you even sleep in the same room in a hotel because you came in too late. It's either you were sleeping in my hotel room with my girlfriend during those days, or you sleep in a lobby and you need to be fresh for your presentation in Sedona. He came here, I took him, I went to get him in his hotel room to my radio show. I had a radio show during those days. All he could say is, what do you drive a big hammer like this? Whoa, wait a minute here. I'm not mad or upset at David Icke. All I was trying to tell him is, David, remember you told me you were going to go to the Isle of Wight. You were going to go to write a book on the reptilians. That's what he called them, the reptilians. And I told him the tail of the dragon is in your subconscious, my friend. What does it mean? It means that you're not going to be able to differentiate reality from fiction, and there will always forces you can't control, and you might even see those things. The next thing you know, there you go. That's why he believes in it so hard. He sold those ETs, those reptilians, because he was so negative. And when you write a book, you're away from everybody. You stay alone. Okay, and his intellectual turbocharged mind could also dwell with forces again he cannot understand, especially when the tail of the dragon is in the subconscious. Delegating in the superconscious, which make reality. And I don't know, maybe a small part. I have no idea what David does. But I do, but I don't want to say. What I'm trying to tell you is, he saw that, and then he associates this bigger fear with the government, with the Queen of England. So now, Obama, the Queen of England, all these big, huge people and famous people turn into lizards. And he's the chosen one. Come on. I told, no, David, everybody, every man, woman, child, animals, every living thing on the planet is under the jurisdictions of the reptilians, because they don't communicate physically. They use telepathy. They are all cosmic conscious. They understand your UCR, your unique celestial identity, and they manipulate those cosmic winds to hijack your body, your mind, and your soul, and make you do stupid things. It's not just the Queen of England that is affected, and she's not turning into a lizard like you saw them. I tried to rationalize with him, but he couldn't get it, and then we became enemies. So it's like all these speakers that talk about the alien communicating with the government. There is UFO base on the moon or under Antarctica. I mean, it has been proven by Snowden that no extraterrestrials has ever communicated with the government, would it be in the army, the navy, or whatever it is. But those UFO speakers cannot change their rules now. They got to change their game. They've been saying this for years. And even they've been proven wrong by Snowden, they still have to push on what they have said. Imagine David Icke says, no, Dr. Turi is right. The reptilians are affecting everybody. He's not going to do that. But I was much more aware of him because my cosmic awareness. The same thing. So that's why when I make my own, when you come to my UFO conferences and you watch my slideshow, you're going to hear things that are going to change the hell out of you, things that you have heard by a lot of UFO speakers who tend to copy each other's. Well, you got somebody to stand apart. And because I stand apart doesn't mean I'm wrong. It doesn't mean you should hate me. You should at least give it a shot and try to understand. No, Question is very simple. Do you think, honestly, in all your mental power, do you think the Queen of England, Obama, or any famous people, including Elton John, will turn into a lizard? If you do, well, I don't know what to tell you, my friend. Now, if you actually understand that you are affected by the reptilians at the psychical level, telepathically, they can manipulate you and they can control your emotion, they can use your stars, then you have made a little bit of a progress with Dr. Turi's cosmic teachings. All right, now I'm going to turn this off because, you know, even David told me I was going to turn into a lizard, and I don't want to turn a lizard in front of you right here, right now.